Okay, so on number one, I actually worked out 1 and 2 before I was able to record it. So I'll go ahead and just talk through it. It says the perimeter of a rectangle, and we know the formula for perimeter is 2L plus 2W, is 323 centimeters. So that's where we got that first equation. Then twice the length, so 2L, plus the width means equals 200. Find the length and the width of the rectangle. So we have L equals length, W equals width. Our first equation came from that first sentence, 2L plus 2W equals 323. Our second equation came from our second sentence, twice the length, 2L, plus the width is 200. And then in order to find solutions, we went, hopefully in our calculator is menu 3, 2, and you go ahead and type in the equations you have. So 2x plus 2w equals 323. 2x plus w equals 200. And I changed my x and my w's, my x and w's to x's and y's. When I push enter, I get 77 divided by 2 and 123, which I'm not sure why I wrote down 200 here. 123. To be able to change the 77 over 2, we push control and then equals, and it will change it to a decimal for us. And that's where I got those numbers from. For number 2, it says 1 share of disposable ink stock, so I named that X, and 2 shares of software today, so I named that Y. R means equals $65, or worth $65. A student in social studies class purchased 2 shares of disposable ink and 3 shares of software today for $150. What is the cost for 1 share of each kind of stock? So again, our variables is X, disposable ink stock, and Y, software today. Our 2 equations came straight word for word from the question. 1 disposable plus 2 softwares equals 65, and then 2 disposable plus 3 softwares equals 105. In order to get our answers, again, we go menu 3, 2, and we type in our equations. So 1x plus 2w, or 2y equals 65. 2x plus 3w equals 105. And we get 15 and 25. We got to remember to put that this is $15, $25. And the X stands for disposable stock, and Y stands for software today. All right, number 3. A group of students went hiking in the wildlife sanctuary. During the hike, a total, so that's equals, of 180 ticks and mosquitoes were slapped. So X plus Y equals 180. If the pest had a total of 1,230 legs, how many mosquitoes and ticks were slapped during the hike? So ticks, it says, has 8 legs, and mosquitoes have 6 legs. So we have the equation 8x plus 6y equals 1,230. And then our total, x plus y equals 180. And again, to get our solution, we're going to go menu 3, 2, and we're going to type in these equations. 8x plus 6y equals 1,230, and x plus y equals 180. And we get x equals 75, y equals 105. X stands for ticks, so there are 75 ticks. And there's 105 mosquitoes. All right, number 4. Number 4 says admission to the gymnastics meet was $2.40 for adults. So I'm going to make adults X. And so I know that's plus $1.25 for students. So my students is Y. If 540 tickets were sold for $934.90, how many adult tickets were sold? So I need to have a money equation and a total equation. Our money equation has all the money. So 240x, so $240 for the adults, plus $1.25 for the student, equals, and since we have money, we're also going to put money, $934.90. How many tickets were there all together? Well, that would be adults plus students, gives us a total of 540 tickets altogether. Again, we're going to go menu 3-2 and type in our two equations, 2.4x plus 1.25y equals $934.90. And then we have x plus y equals 540. And we get 226, 314. But it asks us how many adult tickets. So we're only looking for our x value right here, 226 adults. So over here I'm going to write 226, and I'm going to fill in the 2, and the 6. And this is a positive, so I'm going to put a plus sign. All right, so that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's move on to number 5. It says the Golf Shack spends $250 on supplies. So there's $250, and means plus $3 per, so that means to multiply each golfer. So I'm going to put X. So this isn't, I have one equation. Y equals 250 plus 3X. The golf shop charges $20 per golfer. So this is our per X. Write a system of equations that could give the point where golf shop would make money P. So I'm going to have one equation, y equals 250 plus 3x. And then I have another equation, y equals 20x. And that's all it says. It just says write a system. So there we have a system. I don't have to solve anything. And I could make, instead of y's here, I could make P for profit if I wanted to. Number 6, one number is, so I'm going to say one number is the letter Y, is means equals, 6 less than, so that's a turnaround word, another number. So instead of Y equals 6 minus X, we're going to have Y equals X minus 6 because that's a turnaround. The sum, so if I added the two numbers, so added x plus y, that would equal or is 24. So that's my other equation. Let x and y be two numbers. Write in a system of equation you can use to find the numbers. There we go. I have written the two equations, and I don't have to find the numbers, just write the equations. Number 7. The library sells 374 books at its annual used book sale. So this is a total. The sale takes in a total of $2,120. Children's book costs $4 and adult books cost $7. How many children's books do they sell? So I know I need to have a money equation and a total equation. So if I put money, I have 4, and I'm going to put children's books as x, 4x plus 7y, so my adult books are y, gives me a total of $2,120. So all of my dollars go together, $4, $7, $2,120. Then I know that all of the books altogether were $374. So the children books plus the adult books gave me 374 books. So then I'm going to put it in my calculator, menu 3-2, and I'm going to type in 4x plus 7y equals 2,120, and then x plus y equals 374. And it gives me 166,208. And what you see here is you have the 208 as A and the 166 as D. So I need to figure out, what is it asking? It's asking for children's books, which is the X value. So I only want the 166 not the 208. And they're gonna do that often to trick us, so we wanna be very careful. All right, number 8. There are 176 laptops and desktops in the computer lab. So we have laptops is X, desktops are Y. There are 8 more laptops than desktops, okay? So we know that laptops comes first, so that laptops equals 8 more than the desktops. Oh, we use X and Y, excuse me. That should have been X, and this is Y. So these are my 2 equations, and it's asking for the number of laptops. So we're looking for what is our X value. So we have X plus Y equals 156, and then we have the equation X equals 8 plus Y. Menu 3-2, I have X equals 8 plus Y, and X plus Y equals 156. And our X value is 82. So it's C. And again, notice how they have 74 here, and that's our Y value, but that is not what we're looking for, so please be careful. All right, number 9. Tell whether the ordered pair is a solution of the given inequality. So this is X, and this is Y, and we're just going to plug them into the inequality and see if we get an answer that is true or false. So 6 is less than 1 plus 6. So we're going to put that in our calculator. To get that symbol, we do control equals 1 plus 6, and that is true. So yes, the solution is. We're going to do the same thing for number 10. This is X and Y. Negative 12 is greater than or equal to 2 times negative 3 minus 5. And we're just going to put that in our calculator and see if we get true or false. So 2 parentheses negative 3 minus 5. And we get false. So the answer is no. Tell whether the ordered pair is a solution to the system. Again, this is X and Y. And we're just going to plug them in and make sure they work. So 0 plus 0 is less than 1. We get true, but both of them have to be true. So 0 is greater than or equal to 0. We get true again. So the answer here is yes. Number 12, again, X and Y. So we have 2 times negative 1 plus 1 should be less than or equal to 0. So 2 times negative 1 plus 1 needs to be less than or equal to 0. That's true, but I have to try it on both. So negative 1 minus 1 is greater than negative 2. Negative 1 minus 1 needs to be greater than negative 2, and that's false. So because one of them is false, the whole thing is a no. All right, number 13. Graph the solution of each linear inequality. So we're going to go ahead and put this in our graph. Oh, we need to go to new document, add graph. We're going to delete this and go down to relation, and we have Y is greater than negative 1/2 X plus 1. And there we go, we have that nice graph. We should be able to tell from this symbol that this is going to be a dashed line. We're going to go menu 6, 5 gives us our slope. Our slope is negative 0.5. To find our y-intercept, we're going to go menu 5 trace and graph trace. And our y-intercept is 1. So we put a point at 1. And to find another point, we have to, oh, sorry, you couldn't see that. To find another point, we need to go hit another number, like 1. 1 gives us a decimal, so we have to find another number like 2. 2, 0, that's a good point. And once we have 2 points, we're going to draw a dashed line through them. And I'm going to shade above the dashed line. All right, the point 0, 1, is that a solution? Well, that point is on the dashed line. So no, it is not a solution. 5, 2 is the point right here. That is in the shaded region. So yes, that is a solution. Number 14. In order to graph these, we have to do them one at a time in our calculator. we're not going to be able to find the slope and the y-intercept. So we're going to go to graph, delete that out, go to relation, and we're going to put 3y plus 2x is greater than or equal to 6. And again, we don't just pick random, like just try to graph this. We actually have to find points. So menu trace, graph trace, that gives us 0, 2. And then we push 1, that gives us a decimal. So we have to push 2 and then enter. That still gives us a decimal. So 3 and enter, that gives us a point. So we can use that one. This is a solid line because it has a line underneath. So I'm going to connect these points using a solid line. And I'm going to lightly, very lightly shade on top. All right, then I'm going to graph the other one. I'm going to start over again, graph, and I'm going to delete out of there, go to relation, and I need to graph 2x minus y is less than or equal to 7. And again, when I graph this, I need points. So I'm going to menu, trace, graph trace. I have the point 0, -7, which is right here. And then I have 1 enter, that gives me 1, -5, which is right 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is right there. And this one is also a solid line, so I'm going to connect the dots. And this one is shaded all here. So what I'm looking for is where they both shaded, and they're both shaded in this section. So I'm going to make that really dark. This is the section they're both shaded at. And so the point 2, 0, 2, 0 is right here. That is below the line, so no. And then 4, 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh, that could be. It's really hard to tell with this graph. It could be a part of it on the line. So I'm going to make sure I'm going to plug them in up here and see is 4, 3, does that make our equations true? So 3 times 4 plus 2 times 3, is that greater than or equal to 6? Yes, it is. 2 times 4 minus 3, is that less than or equal to 7? Yes, so the answer here is true. All right, number 15. Which of the following inequalities represents the graph? All we are doing here is matching. So we're just going to graph these until we find one that matches. I can tell pretty quickly that I can cross off 2 of this because this is a solid line. So I know A is wrong and D is wrong because they don't have lines underneath. Then I'm going to pick B and see graph it. Y is less than or equal to 2x plus 2. That's shaded on the wrong side, so it can't be B. So I'm going to delete that out of there and make sure it is C. Y is greater than or equal to 1/2 x minus 2, and it matches, so that's correct. All right, 16, it's a dashed line, so I know for sure it's not A or D. This one crosses at a +1, and see how there's a +1 here? So I know the answer choice is B. We can also check in our calculator. All right, this one's a dashed line, so I know it can't be C or D. And if I'm unsure, because we get this one wrong often, I'm going to put it on my calculator and just make sure that I can come up with the right answer. So let's try 6. Y is less than or equal to -2. And that one doesn't look right, so it can't be A. It has to be B. So please make sure you check in your calculator because we often get these wrong, and our calculator will give us the correct answer if we put it in there. And again, that one looks right. 18, tell whether the ordered pair is a solution to the system. So it needs to be in the shaded region. So 2, right 2, up 2. That one is, so yes. -3, 1, that one is not. 0, -1, that one is. So you're just looking for if they're in the shaded region. All right, flipping it over to the back. The graph of this is shown. Here it is. Which of the ordered pairs is a solution? And notice the difference from here to here. It's a greater than symbol. So you're gonna put this equation in and just shade where it is. It's gonna be shaded on top. So then you find which point is inside that shaded region. So 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 3 is down here, so that's no. 4, negative 4 is all the way down here, so that's no. Negative 4, comma 3, yes, that one works. So I'm pretty sure it's that one. 8, negative 4 is down here, so that's not it. All right, number 20. Mike's mother said the cost of his lunch of hamburger and french fries and soda together must be at most $5. Write an inequality to represent this relationship. So F plus french fries plus soda has to be at most, so less than or equal to $5. There we go. Admission to the movie theater costs $7.50 for adults and $3.50 for students. The theater must bring in at least, so that's a greater than symbol, $200. So we're going to put all of the dollars together. 350s. Write an inequality. There we go. We have that already. Number 22. The school has hired a band to perform at the homecoming dance. The school is charging $15 a ticket for students. So we know we have 15S. And 25 for non-students, so 25 in. They need to make at least, so greater than or equal to 7,500. And the maximum capacity, so they need to have less than or equal to 450 students total. So S plus N needs to be less than or equal to 450. Use the graph above to determine whether each point would satisfy the conditions. So instead of using the graph, I would plug these numbers in and see if they work. Okay, we don't really have time for that right now, but you can plug them in and see if they work.